Yes. In conclusion, what I wanted to say is always have your boundaries and your rules set up because men will do what you allow. So, um, including family functions. If there's an issue with you attending, let's say if okay, you dating a man with children and there's a graduation, the child is graduating. Y'all supposed to be serious, and this is what you have to communicate with your 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 boyfriend or husband, whatever. Because I feel like a man could do that to his spouse too. Like, oh, you can't come to, like, what? No, like, at the end of the day, if you don't have nothing to hide, what's the problem, right? That's just like, if a man cares anything about you, you know, it shouldn't be a problem you come into his home, right? So it's the same thing. Like, if he has nothing to hide, as far as when it comes to his children's mother, it shouldn't be a problem that you come to events. And if he tells you, oh, I don't think my child's mother's gonna want you there. First of all, why does she know me? That's the first thing you gotta ask him. Why does she know me? I haven't even met her. What are you talking about? And men that are narcissists, they will say things to you to make you dislike their children's mother. Oh, yeah, she's jealous, she's crazy, she's this, she's that. And all you have to tell him, politely say, I would like to find out on my own. And you need to, because it's so ridiculous with some of these men. Like, some of these men will create a character that doesn't even exist. They'll say things about her that's like, that's not true. And all the while, you have this anger and resentment towards a person you don't even know. And they lying the whole time. I'm telling you, they'll have you thinking, oh, she's a bitter baby mama. When the reality is, the only time he wants to see the baby is when he want to smash. Like, you have men who, I had a coworker who, it was sad. She had 3 kids with a man. They was never together. He would lead her on. And his rule was, if she didn't sleep with him, he wouldn't give her assistance with the kids. And I'm sorry, that can't be me. It's like, I guess the kid is just not going to have a father. There's no way I'm going to open my legs to a man that I don't want to be. Like, she wanted to be with him, and he knew that. So that's how he was able to use that over her. If I don't want to have sex with a man, there's no way I'm going to have sex with him just so my children can have a father or my child can have a father. That's really sad. Like, that's really, but some men are like that. I even had my own child's father say, well, what's the point of me being around and you don't want to be with me? Okay, fine, you don't have to be in his life. I always was like that. Like, my son never has to want for anything. My father is in his life. We good over here. I always had a job, and I always made sure my son had. So if you want to exit left, you could do so. I was never a baby mom, a desperate baby mama. Oh, can you please be in his life? Can you please buy him stuff? No, everything my son has, that's volunteer. They wanted to provide that. His mama and them, they wanted to provide that. But I'm not gonna sit there and make somebody be a father, because if you make somebody be a parent, then they start to abuse the child. When people don't want to be around kids or whatever, they start to take that shit out on the child. So I would rather him not be around, and my son don't deserve that negativity. And now my son's of age, like, oh, why is my father treating me mean and stuff like that. I'm like, he got his own demons he dealing with. But just in general, ladies, when it comes to a child's birthday, when it comes to a child's graduation, a child's dance recital, right? A child's football game, a child's basketball game, soccer. What else my son was into? Step competition. Whatever the child is doing, y'all get the general point. Naturally, as a girlfriend, you can't make it to everything because you have a life and a job, and you might have kids of your own. But I'm talking about big events like graduation, and he talking about oh, if you come, their mother's gonna have a problem with you. No, that's a red flag, and you need to exit left. And if you leave, this is how you know if a man really care about you, is if you leave, and he's not trying. If you leave and he makes changes, then he actually cares about you in the relationship. But if he's not trying to change, and 2 and 3 years later you still can't go to functions, and he's like, my kid's mom is not having it, best believe he agrees with her. I'm telling you, he agrees with her. I've been through this. He agrees with her. So you thinking, oh, he's scared of her or whatever. He's not scared of her. And my ex even said it. He was like, he's not scared of her. I was like, you scared of her? He's like, no, I'm not scared of her. He's like, if I was scared of her, I would have never cheated. I would have never. And that's another thing. If a man telling you that he was in a relationship with his kid's mom and he beat her, cheat on her, and everything else, I even had my ex like low-key threaten me. And he was like, oh, I beat women. I don't have a problem with hitting a woman. And I'm like, if you touch me, you're dead. And he knew I was dead serious. Like, you're not about to put your hands on me. I didn't even do anything to you. So what are you talking about? Like, he was crazy. He was like Jekyll and Hyde. I kid you not. But he would say things and then he didn't remember what he would say. It's like he was demon possessed. Like I told y'all in a previous video. Like, yeah. But, you know, have your rules set. Don't be afraid to have your rules set. If it's a problem with you, if he got a 4 or 5-year-old and y'all are supposed to be a serious couple, make him invite you to that party. Be like, oh, so what balloons, what's the child favorite color? Balloons and everything. And if he be like, oh, like, or you can't come, politely say, you know, I don't think I want to be in a relationship where I'm a secret. I don't think I want to be in a relationship where you still fucking your baby mother. Or I'm not fucking her. It's just, I don't think she's going to want you. Why does her feelings matter more than yours? Like, that's first question. If he's you got to really think about this. If he's in a relationship with you, right? And only you, her feelings shouldn't even matter. Right? And I went through this and I was like, why do you give a fuck about her feelings? Why do her feelings matter? And then on top of that, he had older children. So I'm like, you're supposed to put them in their place. Those are your daughters. You should put your foot down and say, this is who I'm with. Either y'all with it or y'all not with it. Period. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. You know, either you're going to accept who I'm with or that's that. And if he love you, ladies, he's going to do that. He's going to make sure that you're in a comfortable situation at all times. And if he doesn't, he don't care about you. Right? He don't care about you. Because at the end of the day, kids grow up, have their own lives. Right? And he's supposed to be broken up with this woman. Nobody's feelings should matter more than you. Your feelings come first. Now, I'm not talking about some of you hoes that y'all just want to take a man away from his family. I'm not talking to y'all hoes. I'm talking to the ladies who you actually have good intentions. You actually buying books for his daughters or daughter. You actually want to meet them because he's already met your son. Even I spoke to one of his friends and she was a female. I was like, this man done met my parents. This man done met my uncle and his wife. This man done met my son's father. This man done met my son, father, parents, son, father, sister, son, father, brother. Like, and he didn't even want to come to my son's birthday. He said that. He's like, he didn't want to come. He said that randomly. And I'm like, Okay, like why would you say that? You know, he was telling me that he didn't really think well of me. Like he didn't really care about me. I was just a placeholder. He was a placeholder for me too, but I at least thought enough of him to say, you know what, you a placeholder, but I thought we could have like a long-term friendship. I really thought. I figured, okay, we can't be together, but we could be friends. But he couldn't handle us being friends. He was on some we have to have sex type shit. So I'm like, no, I'm not having sex with you. I don't enjoy it, first of all. And then it's like, no, I was seeing someone else. So no, I'm not that type of girl, you know. But you know, it happens. But for me, I just feel funny. Once I'm getting new pipe, I don't need old pipe. The old pipe, that's just how I operate. I'm like, especially if the new pipe is better and cleaner and smelling good, like, you know. So yeah, but yeah, like, put your foot down, ladies. Put it down, put it down. Some of y'all are afraid to lose these men, and it's like, you know what, they ain't shit anyway. Why you want to be with a man who got baggage? Because that's baggage. To be honest with you, that's baggage. Anytime that a man can't be free and he on the phone with you and he whispering and he can't spend the night with you, and then his daughter graduated law school and you can't come, his other daughter graduated high school, you can't come, say goodbye like I did, and you will sleep so much better. I always had good sleep, but since I exit left and blocked him, listen, my life is so much better without him, for real. But keep your standards. Don't allow these men to talk about I'm gonna go hang out with my kid for 6 to 12 hours at a time. It's not appropriate. It's pick up your child and bring them to your house. Even if, okay, you may not want to bring a small child around me. Like, obviously, if you meet a man today, it's February, a good father is not gonna let you meet their child right away. He got to get to know you and shit like that. Make sure you're not a porn star, a stripper or something. You know, he got to fill you out, right? Make sure you actually like kids, because some women don't like kids. You know, he got to make sure all of that. So he meets you today, February. Don't expect to meet the child. A good father is not going to let you meet their child until like June or July, right? So if y'all are serious, if y'all not serious, you're not meeting that kid. It could be 2 years later. It could be 4 years later. He will never, when a man makes up in his mind about you, that's just what it is, you know. What else can I say? Don't be buying nothing for nobody kid and you ain't met the kid. Don't assume that if you have children because he's met your children, that he's gonna let you meet his. Don't assume that. And have a serious conversation before it even gets that far. If he's telling you things about, well, my kid's mom don't allow this and don't allow that, and she said don't let nobody around her kids, please exit left. Exit left. Because why is she in control of me meeting your children? Those are your children too. What's the problem? What's the problem? Like, what's the problem? If y'all are broken up, right? She obviously, y'all was together, had a kid together. She should trust you with the women you pick. Now, I never dated. Like I said, I had no interest in my son's father, but I trust his judgment in who he bring around my son. He not going to have no ratchet around my son. And what can I do about it anyway? You know, all you could do is pray and hope for the best. But what is the problem with him bringing a kid around another woman? All the women that I know that had a problem with them being with other, like the child being around other women, they were still messing around with these men. That's why they didn't want that. But if they're not messing around, if it's over between them, there's no reason for that mother to feel away. She feels away because that's still her nigga. That's still her man. Or they are having sex. I'm telling you. And you need to exit left. And those are my thoughts.